All right, next. Our dog looks like he's walking on a cloud. Let's give him a background. Let's come down to backdrops. We'll click on choose a backdrop. And let's try outdoors. And there's a playground I like, so I'm going to click playground. So here's our dog walking back and forth on the playground. I'm just going to bring him down. Yep, there he is, walking back and forth on the playground. All right, so next, let's bring in a friend for our dog. I'm going to stop this, and I'm going to come over to the choose a sprite button. Click on that. Click on animals. And I'm going to scroll down because I know I'm looking for a parrot. I like this parrot right here. Click on it. And he's a little big, so I'm going to resize him. Remember how we do that? Make sure that he's selected in the sprite window, and then we alter his size by typing in what we want. I bet 50 will do good, do well. All right, so, and this particular parrot has two costumes as well. If I come down over to costumes, notice that there's a costume with his wings up, costume with his wings down. So we can sort of, in the same way that we made the dog look like he was walking, we can make our parrot look like he's flying. And so we'll add some code next to do that. Okay, so the code that will make our parrot move is pretty simple. So the first thing we want to do is go to motion blocks, and we want to drag out a move 10 steps. And then we also want to find a point and direction block. So point and direction. And we're going to need a next costume block. So we'll go to looks. Next costume, where is that? Here we go. And lastly, we're going to need a block that's going to respond to a key that we press. That'll be in events. So when a certain key is pressed, it'll do these things, okay? So the key that we're going to press is going to be the up key, up arrow key. And that's going to make him fly up to 0, 10 steps, and he'll change his costume when he does that. So now, drag him down. When we run the program, if I press the up arrow key, our bird is flying up. Notice he's kind of angled in a funny way. Birds don't necessarily fly like that. I suppose they can, but it looks funny. So let's change his direction. Click on this button right here, and let's say, Mr. Parrot, only look left, right. Okay. Now, if I press the up button, all right. So we've got some other directions that we need. So what I'm going to do is, since the code is identical to the 4 blocks we have here, I'm just going to duplicate it and then make some changes. So instead of the up arrow, we'll do the down arrow. Instead of point in direction 0, let's have it point in direction 180, which is down. So now, when I press down, it'll fly down. It's up, he'll fly up. All right, we'll do it again. So instead of the down arrow, we'll select the right arrow. Instead of 180, we'll select 90. Do the same thing one last time. Left arrow is pressed. It'll point in direction -90. So that covers all 4 directions for a bird. When we press the button, he flies around. Next, let's add another effect for our parrot. Let's have him change color or change, let's go to looks, and we'll have him change his color effect. So we drag out change color effect by 25. Let's go to control, drag out forever loop. Let's go to events, drag out a when green flag clicked. And now when the green flag is clicked, not only will it execute all the code in the dog and everything else, but it'll now change the parrot's color by 25. So I'm going to stop it, start it, and now it's changing color. And if we want to, we can also add a button that will change the color back to its original color. So if we go to clear graphic effects, bring that out, and we could assign a button so that when that button is pressed, it'll do that. So for instance, let's go to control, actually let's go to events, and let's bring out a when button is pressed hat. And let's change that to C for clear. All right. So now notice how the color effect on the bird is changing. If I hold down the C button, it sort of suspends that. But if I let go of the C button, it starts up again. Okay, so let's go back to the dog and let's give him a bark. So if we go to sounds, notice that there is a dog bark sound. But if that sound wasn't already in there, we could have chosen it by going to choose a sound, animals, and here are a bunch of different dog sounds. We could make him have a growl sound. That would actually be funny. Let's do that instead. So we'll have our dog growling at the parrot for a little change pace. Okay, so what we need to do is go to the code, go to sound, and bring out play growl sound until done. Okay, and to get this to play, we need to go to events, which is right here. And let's bring out a when a certain key is pressed. We'll keep it a space bar. So when we press the space bar, dog growls. So then let's have the parrot respond to that. So let's have the parrot, when the space key is pressed and the dog growls, let's have the parrot say something. Let's have the parrot say, "Don't growl at me." So now I press the space bar. Oops, let me stop it. So when I press the space bar, the dog growls, and the parrot says, "Don't growl at me." All right, so there's some basic features in Scratch that we learned about, including working with costumes, adding sounds, and adding buttons that can control directions. All right, let's see how you do.